I've been a baseball fan for a long time. This happens to every team in the history of baseball. Every team will go through a funk where they just forget how to win baseball games. It's not some you, you don't tear down the season. It's not some season ending occurrence. Baseball's really long. 162 games. It's the longest of any of the sports. So if you go on a losing streak in late July, um, it's just not the same as a football team losing it and losing, dropping 3 or 4 games. Like, the team had a huge lead, a 9-10 game lead. They had the ability to withstand the cold streak that we knew was coming. You and I both knew it was coming. They probably knew it was coming. It's baseball. It's going to happen to everybody. The Texas Rangers last year got off to a crazy good start. They were the best team in baseball through May, through June. And what happened to them? They went ice cold. They lost the division. They got hunted down by the Astros. Bregman made that stupid quote about, I guess we'll never know what would happen if the Rangers won the division. And what did they do? They calmed down. They went in the playoffs with a blank slate, because that's what the playoffs are. It's just a blank slate. What you want to do is you want to be playing well when the playoffs start. Doesn't matter how you're playing in late July. You want to play well when the playoffs start. And the Rangers went into the playoffs and they beat everybody. And then they beat the Astros in the ALCS. And they said, I guess we'll never know if the Astros went to the World Series. And then they went on to win the World Series. And sure, there was a time there where all of the Rangers fans were freaking out because the team was forgetting how to play baseball. And the team was in a massive funk, but it didn't end up mattering because the season is so long. And I've seen every Phillies team go through something like this. So it drives me nuts when people act like this is their first day on earth. Like, this happens to everybody. Like, yeah, it's ugly. It's really ugly. But this team has shown us that they can beat anybody, and that team is still here. Like, it's the same team. This team can beat anybody. You just have to get through it. It happens to everybody. I don't know what else to say.
Josh, there's one single difference between us and the Rangers, what they did last year, and that's that we play in Philadelphia, where sports are goddamn insane. I mean, being online right now is probably the most unbearable thing.
I can't go online. I have to pretend I'm like in like the 10th century with no internet. I can't go on Twitter. I want to lose my mind.
Insane.
I've seen people. Let me just run through the awful takes.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper has just not heard the end of it on Twitter. People have been calling for Dave Dombrowski's job because he didn't trade for Luis Robert, who has like a 670 OPS. He's on my fantasy team. He's been stinking it up all season, and people want Dombrowski's job because they didn't trade for him. Topper and his bullpen management, like, oh my, you could write a book about what people are saying about his bullpen management. Stubbs is taking strays because we sent Marchand down. It's just you go up and down the roster, and people are picking out everybody and picking on everybody right now. People are mad at
nobody's safe.
Alec Boehm's new girlfriend. Like, what are we doing here? Seriously, what are we doing? Do you forget? Did all these people forget what they watched the first 3 months of the season? Yes. This is the same team. The same team.
Wow. You need to get that out, man.
I feel better.
You're dead on, man. Some of the stuff I'm seeing online is absolutely batshit crazy. And leave Alec Boehm's girlfriend alone. I mean, leave Harper alone. Leave Topper. Please leave Topper alone. We're not firing Topper. Has anyone even paid attention who's been managing these teams the past 10 years? This is the best manager we've had since Charlie. And people just still that's my least favorite thing about this town is that we just cannot believe in our coaches and managers. It's always their fault. It's never the players' fault.
People are mad at the umpires. People are mad at poor Austin Hayes came and he went 0-7 to start his Phillies career. He was getting Whit Merrifield comps already. People are mad at Nick Castellanos. And these people clearly aren't watching the games because Nick's like the only one hitting right now.
He's hitting
and
like
people are mad at
400 in
him.
the past 20 games.
Yeah, like the list goes on and on. People want to be angry. People are looking for reasons to be angry at this team, and I'm just going to stay off of Twitter. And in 3 weeks, we're going to get back on here, and the team's going to right the ship. It's just what happens.
Honestly, we should have pulled the Whit Merrifield tweet from like right before he got cut, where he was like you guys need to like relax and just like sit back and like enjoy.
He was right. He was right.
He was so right. I missed Whit. I think we should try to get Whit on the podcast. That would be epic. I think he'd be a good friend of the show. We saw him in Dunedin. We hung out with him. So
we had dinner with him. Yeah.
We did have dinner with him. He didn't know we were there, but like
same time next year, Whit.
Yeah, we'll see you there, Whit. But guys, just take a deep breath. It is August 1st. We're 6.5 up. They're going to turn it around. Baseball evens out. You're not going to play out of your mind for 162 games plus, 20 to win a World Series? You're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it.
You're eventually – every team's going to have a stretch. I mean, just look at the Yankees. It was disaster hour in the Yankee Stadium in all of June and July. They were on a terrible stretch.
Yeah.
They just came and swept us, and the vibes are good again in New York City. You want this stretch now. Like, as ridiculous as it sounds, you want them to go through this rough patch now in the middle of July, in the middle of August, when it doesn't matter. You don't want this stretch in the middle of October like last year. That stinks. That is when we get frustrated because that's the worst possible time. But this is nothing. This is like, do not worry. There's no point. Okay, these are guys who they're not rookies. This isn't the 2019 team that had to go 2-6 to get in the playoffs and they went 1-7. These guys know what they're doing, and it's just none of it's helping. All the Twitter stuff, all the WIP stuff, none of it's helping. This is baseball.
It is baseball, and if I just feel like everyone thought we were going to go like 120 and like 42 this year. People don't realize that everyone would have to hit 350 the whole year. All of our pitchers would have to have a sub-3 ERA. That just doesn't happen. There's ebbs and flows, but this team knows each other well enough. Everyone has a role, and come the time it matters, these guys are going to know their roles, they're going to perform, and everyone's going to completely forget we were like this.
Yeah, so the Seattle Mariners, they made it a full season without having one of those big stretches, and they won 116 games, broke the MLB record. And what happened? Their stretch happened to come in the playoffs at the worst possible time. So I'm thrilled that this team's going through it now, and they're going to figure it out and be ready to go come August and September. And yeah, it's baseball. That's all I can say. It's baseball.